How does it feel to be back with a live event?
It feels like I finally get water again as a flower. It really felt kind of paralyzed to not being able to reach out in person to people. It's of course my profession, but I think that everybody relates to this feeling that you had, the feeling that you were stuck. And well, I had fortunately this preview a few weeks ago with the GreenTech Americas in Mexico. And yeah, it really felt like getting water again. And there was so much synergy by meeting each other in person again, and yeah, a kind of reconnect. So I'm really looking forward to the GreenTech Live online, because it is really time to connect with horticulture on an international basis.
You've touched on it now, how breathing life, going back to normal, but really, what has been the impact of COVID on the show and the industry at large?
Well, it's a good and a tough question, but I think that by reaching out online during the last 1.5 years since the pandemic hit us, it was really important to keep the community well engaged. And we of course built up from 2013 very carefully the community of GreenTech, all focused on crop optimization in a sustainable way. And yeah, we only started in 2013. So when we we were heading for our 50th edition, and then the crisis hit us, and we could only reach out online, but that was really important. And so it has actually two sides. On one hand, of course, we want to get back to normal, a new normal, by seeing each other in person. But we have always looked at the opportunities of online also before the crisis, and now we really had to dive into that. So we were kind of ready to do it already, and we did it. So it was also a very quick learning curve. I can remember that last year we had our first webinar in May, and I must say it didn't have to do anything with the speakers because they were tremendous, but the technique, etc., it really didn't work well. But we had this very steep learning curve, and we were able last year in June to have our online event. And that was the only possibility, but it kept us engaging the community, and that's really important, especially when we are open now. And we are ready to take it steps further.
You're talking about meeting physically, specifically at GreenTech. Tell me more about the importance of face-to-face meetings.
Well, there are long-term investments involved, so that also has to do with trust. And do I really want to work with this company or this consortium of companies? So it's also a complex situation. If I look only at what kind of buttons you can turn just in the greenhouse itself to optimize your crop, and how many developments are in there, well, you have to have this platform where you can meet with people and talk about that, because first of all, there is an information overload. So you can find anything on the internet, of course, and but the way you work with it, and the way you adapt it, and the questions that you have, the complexity, the long-term investment that is involved, as I already said, that's something that you really need people to talk with. And it's a fact, it's also a scientific fact, that endorphins are produced when you meet each other, and we have this nice conversation, and I really like it, and I get ignited, but I'm sure when we meet each other it will be much more effective, and we want to do business with each other, and we want to see each other personally in the eyes, and so it's so crucial.
Do you think that the hybrid version of GreenTech is here to stay, or just whilst we navigate through?
I don't know. I think it will stay, but it will be supportive to the physical show. I also saw it in Mexico. When you are at the show, you are very busy with engaging with the people and meeting the people that are there. And of course, you want also your focus on online. But I think it's kind of a two-way. We now have to do it blended because we know not everybody is able or is already ready to meet in person again. Some people really have to get a little bit of a push, and I hope we can motivate them as much as possible. But it takes little steps, I think, for some people. So now it's really good to also be online. So and for the long term, yes, I believe that blended will stay, but in a supportive way. Like I was referring to before the show, we were already, before the crisis hit us, we were already very interested in how can we adapt online elements in our show as well. Should we do that? And I personally wanted to have all these great presentations that we have both on Vision Station in the Expert Theater. I want to have them recorded. And yeah, with this blended format, we are able to record everything and put it on demand again in the community later on. So that's great. So that part will definitely stay.
So GreenTech is known for being quintessentially a global show, attracting visitors from all corners of the world.
Yes.
So what do you expect from international attendance this year?
Well, for this year, it will be different, and we have to be clear in that. And but I'm very proud of the lineup. I'm very proud of the lineup of the exhibitors. So 28% from the 100 exhibitors is from international part. So that means that 70% is of course Dutch, but we have a lot of Dutch leading companies in the world. But we have all the market leaders, all innovators that are of importance at the show now. So if I look at the offer of the show, we know that we have offer from 16 different countries. So that's quite international already. And then we have the audience, obviously. Normally we attract people from 115 countries. We will not make that for this year. But if I look at the registrations, and that's why it's so great to have this blended format and that you're also able to reach out to the people that cannot come, like in China, for example. Asia is different or difficult to come to Amsterdam. They can be there online, of course, and follow our program and mingle with the exhibitors. But if I look at the pre-registrations, we have already pre-registrations from 124 countries. That's both online and physical. And if I look at the physical part, so you can subscribe or pre-register, especially for the physical show, then we have already visitors from 70 countries, so 70. That doesn't mean that they will all turn up. We know that we will get a limited amount of countries from that. But yeah, it will be EU, it will be out of the EU, because I know people from Canada will come. The quarantines have been lifted for the UK, for the United States. So we will have an international audience, and I'm very glad again that we can reach out online as well, so we can keep this community worldwide, what our focus is, engaged.
You've touched a little bit on the travel restrictions.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's ever changing, so this possibly is not a very easy answer for you. But what are the travel restrictions for the Netherlands currently?
Currently, there are not so much travel restrictions. So actually, fortunately, last Tuesday, our Prime Minister, he announced that up from 22 September, all high-risk countries, high-risk areas, or very high-risk areas are allowed to come in the Netherlands. All vaccinated people, by the way, and it has to be EU approved, but all vaccinated people, EU approved, from high-risk countries, are welcome in the Netherlands and don't have to stay in a quarantine for let's say 5 to 10 days. So that's a great and positive thing.
What can we expect of this year's event? What are the things that you think will be particularly exciting?
I think that the particularly exciting thing is that we can reconnect again with all the people. So this is the first show again after the crisis, and it hit us. We are of course still there, but this is the time to reconnect with each other. So that's the first and the best thing at this moment. But we are GreenTech and we always focus on knowledge exchange, and we have a splendid program, I must say, developed both on a visionary level as well as on an experted level. So for CEOs, for head growers, for assistant growers, there is so much to learn, and we also aim at crossovers. So it's not only interesting for our horticulture well-known community, but also for other industries and for governments, etc. So we really reach out now to all people involved and want to get involved in the green sector.
Is there an overall show theme?
Yes, we have an overall theme because, we exist. We have been existing up from 2013. Our first show was in 2014. And first we had to build the show on technology, crop optimization for our own industry, for the real horticulture experts, and put that stamp internationally. This is the place to be where you want to learn the newest insights and the best practices on crop optimization. So that was step one. But now we are there. We have this platform, and now we can show this platform to other industries and to governments, to influencers of the policymakers. So therefore we chose a theme with a twist, and we will use it for a longer period of time, and it's called Happy Food, Healthy Flowers. So there is a twist in it, as we want to have people be awake and to see that there's more in food and flowers than what you normally would say, because you would say, okay, food is very healthy and flowers are happy and make us happy, but it's also the other way around. So, and that's why we have this theme, because we want to show the GreenTech platform to the world and to make as many sustainable connections as possible to have this circular approach and make sure that food and flowers are produced in the best way possible.
So also talking about what visitors can see, there were themed pavilions on vertical and indoor growing, precision agriculture, medical cannabis, organic. Will there be themed pavilions part of this show?
For this show, we have limited pavilions, as we have a very concentrated amount of exhibitors, but the quality is higher than ever. It's a very concentrated offer. So we have vertical farming and medicinal cannabis touch point. Let's say that we have combined those two segments. But if you look at the exhibitors itself, but also in the knowledge program, there all the topics are segmented. So for flowers, for vegetables, for fruits, medicinal cannabis, vertical farming itself. So there's also on the knowledge part a lot of topics to learn, new insights, maybe also best practices. Show what really worked during the COVID and how that changed and made the different segments more innovative or more resilient. We must not forget that all the companies that are involved, they have actually an approach that can be used for different crops. So we touch the different crops. We touched the different new children, or the new stars, let's say, the medicinal cannabis and the vertical farming, but more in a content way at this moment, and with the existing exhibitors on that part.
We've touched on the medicinal cannabis.
Yeah.
What do you personally think about the medicinal?
Well, I think it's something that will stay. You see it in the United States, you see it in Canada, also on a recreational basis, but we focus on a medicinal cannabis. It's approved by doctors, etc., and it's subscribed when you need it. So let's say that's in a very legal way. So it's proven that it works. So when it works, we know that it has to be produced in a very good way. There is a reason why medicinal cannabis is also put in the GreenTech and in the technology, because these technologies that are used also to produce fresh food can also be used to produce, of course, medicinal cannabis. And then you have like a very good marriage. And you can make sure that you use the best techniques possible to get the best product as possible. And I think we are, we need that for the patients. So I'm fully positive about that. That sharing knowledge and how can you optimize it the best way? How can you extract the right ingredients out of this plant? That's very important, and that knowledge is still very, very new. Actually, it's very young, so we have to exchange and we have to look at other crops, what is happening there, and vice versa. You can also learn from medicinal crop production. So that's a very nice topic in that way.
And what has your organisation, the RA Amsterdam, learnt along the way with GreenTech?
Yeah, well, then I look at it from my personal view as I represent RA Amsterdam, that you, in a very mature market, you are able, as long as you have a very good USP, to grow a show, because plants and flowers, or vegetables and flowers, they exist since we exist as human beings, of course, because we eat them and we use them for making us happy, etc. So you can think about everything. All the marketplaces already exist. So why should we step into, in 2013, into a show like this? But because we had this USP on technology, we could grow that show. And we learned along the way to look at the community and to see what they really need. So they really need that knowledge exchange on how can I optimize my crop. It's a very specific way of production. So you have to get a lot of knowledge from that. But you also see that digitization is coming in and autonomous growing. So there's also foreign investment, but also foreign knowledge needed to make it easier. What it learned me is that we really need to evolve with the market and constantly be the connector to make sure that we give a good overview of what is the actual status of the market. That is our aim. And in that way, when we attract the right target groups and mingle them together, they can do business and really can brighten their minds. And that's something when you really keep them abreast it and really step into their minds. And that's what I really try to, and I have a 100% focus on that with my team. Then you are able to really make the difference. And I'm very glad that RAI also has that approach and gives us that opportunity to be there 100% for this market. So, yeah, keeping them abreast it is very important, and listen to your customers constantly and evolve also within the crisis to the needs, and stay there to connect them with every way possible. And if it's not face-to-face possible, then we do it online, and now we do it blended, and hopefully next year it's fully physical again, with a little bit support of online. And then I have also my aim to have all the sessions that are so worthwhile recorded. So
can you tell us a little bit more about the digital offering at the show?
Yeah, what this digital offering is that you can really look at the presentations that are being held. So both on the vision stage, we have a very extensive program running on feeding and greening the cities, also medicinal cannabis, food safety, food security, water, energy, food nexus. So we try to put people out of the industry in our industry, and really make sure that that we get new connections, but also with this expert theater, so all the knowledge sessions, they are real-time broadcasted via our online module, via our GRIP module. And next to that, you can get in contact with the companies involved. And you can also ask your questions during the presentations, and you can matchmake. So it's a kind of a way to get in touch with the speakers, with the exhibitors online when you're not able to come to the show. So it's a really supportive way of getting into the world of the green tech, and getting this actual status of the market we are in right now, and during the three days. And what is important to know is that the first 2 days, we have this program running on expert and vision stage, and the third day we have the AIPH Congress.
Can you tell me more about the keynotes?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of keynotes. So some of them are together with the top sector of horticulture and starting materials, and like the Dutch Greenhouse Delta, and our main partner AVAG, who has all the big greenhouse builders and the equipment suppliers in their association. But next to that, we have all the experts, all the market leaders and innovators involved in different topics on a visionary way. So it's a one-stop solution to feed the world, for example. How can we solve challenges together? We have already had three webinars, for example, based on the United Arab Emirates, China, and the United States. Now, these three regions will come together, and at the GreenTech will talk about how to solve the world food problems together. So that's a great one. Well, on health and well-being, on functional food, of course, autonomous horticulture. So how will smart technologies get their way in the greenhouse? How will that develop, and what is needed? Because it's not that easy. There's traditional growing methods, but this AI, how can you implement it? What does it mean? What steps do I have to take? What preparations do I have to make? Also on medicinal cannabis, what are the trends and developments? Where's the market heading to? So quite a lot. That's on the visionary stage. And if you look at the expert stage, we have items so all the buttons you can turn, as said in the greenhouse, but it's on lighting, it's on automation and robotica, it's on water efficiency, also medicinal crops, tissue culture, energy savings, fertilizers. Well, you can name it. Everything that happens in the greenhouse will be highlighted, and you will get new insights.
You're also doing you haven't mentioned the GreenTech Innovation Awards.
Yes,
Tell me more about that, please.
Yeah, we have the Concept Award this year and the GreenTech Innovation Award. So the concept is, as it says, it's not a product that is ready yet, but it's a promising product or a solution. And we have products that are already on the market or very soon on the market to buy. But yeah, to give you an idea, there is a nitrate recovery from the Ende is one innovation that enables to recover 100% of nitrate. Looking at nitrate, we also have the green switch from Van Iperen. It's about a nitrate fertilizer on organic grounds. So I also like the way that organic is much more coming into our industry. It's there's a different way of looking at organic, but if you look at it as a sustainable way and not specifically look at the definition, then I think it's really good that we have this sustainable development. So there's also a V-Lab from Viscon. It's a containerized tissue culture laboratory. And that it reduces labor if you compare it to traditional methods. We have drones. We like, of course, the autonomous greenhouse. So we need drones for that, fully autonomous, flying for crop monitoring. The Biota Nutri calculator, also on organic growing. You can use that calculator to calculate the fertilizer that is used and step by step go more organic. I like that one as well. And I can, of course, not choose which I like because that's not up to me. And then we have the Ridder Co-Ranger, which enables precision horticulture. And it's indoor positioning by reliable and accurate methods. And that makes it possible to be more efficient in the greenhouse with your growing production, but also with less resources, etc. So it's very useful, all these innovations for the growers in the greenhouse. So I'm really curious to know who will win. And the jury, of course, is the neutral jury is focusing on that, and the winners will be revealed during the opening of the GreenTech on the 28th of September at 10 o'clock Dutch time. And all the innovations are interesting because these are the 6 that have been nominated. But we have 21 innovations, and all of them can be seen online, but also at the show. So we have 21 innovations that are of importance to look at.
Naturally, at the moment, the competition between trade show organisers is fierce.
Mm-hmm.
What will visitors get at GreenTech that they can't get at IPM Essen?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm very happy that we are able to organize shows again. So I also like the fact that IPM will be able to be there, and so I think that shows have a synergy together. So I don't believe there's just one show that's the best. Of course, I know that GreenTech, and I want GreenTech with the exhibitors to be the best in crop production technology. And so that's our focus. And so we really empower growers and other stakeholders to have a sustainable production worldwide. And IPM is more focusing on sales. And next to that, also they have this ornamental focus, while we focus on all the crops. So I think more or less IPM empowers the grower to reach more sales, to help them in selling their products, etc. And we enable these growers to produce in the best way possible. So you need both. And next to that, I think that the whole knowledge sessions program is the key factor of GreenTech that distinguishes us from other shows.
Have you missed anything off your list of information? What else is there to look forward to at the event?
No, I think that if you want to have an overview of the actual status of the market international, then GreenTech is the place to be. And especially now in these times, let's connect with each other. Let's reconnect, see each other in the eyes, have this momentum of the new basis of horticulture, and make sure that we get the world speeding up again in a good way to do business in a sustainable way. And the face-to-face meetings at GreenTech will definitely contribute, and this is the moment to visit all the Formula One members in a very good way, and that they have some time for you for the more intimate conversations. And up from next year in June, we will have the big show again, and then you have a total different pace, which we also like, but for now it's reconnect and a very high quality engagement, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Obviously you haven't had this show yet, but what is the next steps for GreenTech? What are your goals and challenges?
Yeah, well, the challenges is, of course, we want to ignite as many people as possible and attract as many people as possible to our show. So our aim is for next year to facilitate that, and that's also the trust that we have that the world will recover in a good way. And we really need these spin-off strategy, as we call it, in the Americas, and I hopefully also in the future in Asia, to reach the people that need also solutions for production of vegetables and flowers. And to really use that platform to also send them to, first of all, give them the information on their specific region, their specific climate challenges, etc. So a very to the region molded show, and but also attract them to the Netherlands for the international picture of the horticulture. That's what I really look forward to stay that connector on the highest level possible worldwide for the market leaders, the innovators, and the best growers and other stakeholders, investors in the world. It's a challenge, but it's also a challenge that I want to take up immediately because I really like it. I'm really motivated for that. And that makes me actually, because I know you have this nice question about what do we think of the approval by AIPH. And AIPH is for us the body that has all the flower producers united within all the different country representatives. And so all the different associations in the world based on ornamentals. So for us, it's a very good way to reach the flower growers. And since AIPH is the one worldwide, and we are the one worldwide on crop technology, I think it's like market leaders help market leaders. So it's a logic way to work with each other, and we are very proud to be approved by AIPH in that way.
Grace, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're very busy still trying to organize the coming event, but thank you.
Yes, and get all the visitors in. Yeah. Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to tell my story and for the nice questions that you put there. So thanks a lot. I really hope that we can enlarge the community with more AIPH members and other relevant experts, investors, etc. For the GreenTech community. So